What's going on, everyone? It's King Tuts Pro. Welcome back to another Final Cut Pro 10 tutorial. In today's video, I want to show you how to create these really cool kind of distortion effects. This video is inspired by the original video from DDG called Ruchi, as you can see. So if I push play, it'll look something like this. And I want to show you how to apply it to other clips to create a similar effect in a matter of seconds by changing the settings and the values. I want to give a special thanks to PixelFilmStudios for sponsoring today's video. Also, don't forget to check them out on YouTube, where they provide their own comprehensive Final Cut Pro 10 tutorials covering a variety of topics. You can visit their YouTube playlist, which I will link down below. Now, this is also M1 compatible, so if you have a Mac with an M1 chip, this will work. You can find that by going over to the effects and going down to the PixelFilmStudios FCPX Disorientation. So you have chaos effects, which looks like this. It creates a fake kind of basic movement with blur as well. You know, you can do chaos poke, which looks like this. You have delusion, which creates a delusion or this kind of blur effect. You also have the spiral one, which looks like this. Very, very cool. You have the panic effects, which looks like this. And then you have the rumble effects, which creates more of a shake or a rumble effect. You have shake tools. You have camera bump as well. This one is really cool, by the way. And then you have stagger effects. This one creates more of a warped edge with a shake effect together, which looks absolutely insane. And then you have the vertigo effects here. And then last but not least, we have the warp emitter effects, which is by far my favorite one. So warp emitter shape mask is this one here. And again, you can also apply this as a title by going over to the titles here, going down into the titles, and then selecting the PixelFilmStudios FCPX Disorientation title. They're pretty much the same exact effects as in the effects browser. However, these act a little differently. What you would do is you would find one that you think looks good. So you can do, say, panic, and you drag this above your clip, and this will apply it to anything that is below the actual title. I personally like using the effects, but you can use the titles if you want to use it that way as well. And I'm going to select the delusion retiming one and drag that above our clip. It will show you 2 points. In this case, I'm going to show you the before so you can see what's really going on. So this is a before. Okay. Now, once we have this enabled, you're going to see it creates this kind of RGB split effect. And it makes it really cool too, because you can see a little bit of artifacts on the video. This is a before and after. You can see that there's some artifacts as well. So it has a bit of ghosting effect on this one. So I'm going to move this over here so we can cover a little bit more of the sky. And then if I go back, we can scan through and see what it looks like. It looks really cool like this. So under preview mode, you can have this box checked. So if you have it checked, it's going to show you the effect mask as well as the effect, and then the effect preview window. So with this enabled, you can see what's really happening in real time. Sorry if it's a little slow. I am recording this as well, so it can kind of slow down Final Cut Pro 10. And you can see it in the effect as well. If we go down to the effect mask controls, this will just show you where the position of this mask is, which is there. So we can go over to timer controls, and then you can change the frame offset, which is going to be a little bit of that warp, not warp, but where the frame is actually changing or moving. You can go down to the warp controls, and this is what will change the actual warped edges. So you can go over to the center, amount and scale, so you can change the amount. So you can drag the slider to the left, and you can also see this taking place in the effect window on that bottom left corner. And you can also change the scale. So once you're happy with the settings, make sure preview mode is unchecked. So once it's rendered out and I push play, it'll look something like this. Super cool and very subtle, which is what I absolutely love about this plugin. Is not really like overly done of an effect, and of course you can totally customize all of these to your heart's content. So you know, you can really get this to perfection if you really want to. So right now there's nothing happening, as you can see. If I push play, it looks like that. So I want to add a camera bump with the 2 points preset. So I'm going to go down to the effects, and I'm going to find it under the camera. I think it's under shake tools. Yes, here it is, shake tools. So camera bump will allow you to pretty much move in between 2 points and kind of create this really cool movement. So I'm going to go with the 2 points. So I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to drag it onto the video clip, and now you can see what's happening. So if I push play, it looks like this. I'm going to move it to the very beginning so we can see it before it starts to kind of animate. These 3 points, so you have the middle point, which is where this is actually taking place. So this is at the center. But if you see this kind of darker circle, this will allow you to change the zoom. And then these 2 points are where it's going to move in between. So this is going to be your first point, and then there's going to be your second point. You can also double check by going over to the movement controls. So here you have point 1 and point 2. So if you want to find out which one is which, just click on one and see which values are changing, which you can see is this one. So this is going to be point 1. This is where it's going to start, as you can see. And then it's going to move to the second point, wherever this is on this clip here. So say I want to start from his face and go down to his chain, and I'll go back to his face. So if I push play, it'll look something like this. Super cool. And you don't have to do any keyframing if you don't want to, just by moving these 2 points here. Or you can, of course, add all these keyframes to really customize the look and feel for your particular video. So you can also have the path guide checked. So if you enable this, it's going to go up, down, and then back up. And it also gives you a description of these points here. So you can really see what's going on. So say you can do, move it over here, and you can see it's going to go like that. And then it's going to go back to the center point. So the third effect is going to be one of my favorite ones for sure. And it's going to be the warp emitter. So this is without any effects applied. But we can make this shot a lot more interesting. So we can go over to the effects, go into the effects, and down into the bottom where it says warp emitter effects. You can do either a drop zone, which will change the background, or wherever the drop zone is, or you can do a warp emitter shape mask, which is the one I want in this case. So I'm going to drag this onto this video here. Now you can automatically see it creates this really cool warp effect. If I push play, it'll look like this. And if you're happy with that, that's all you got to do, which saves you so much time. If you want to further enhance the way this looks, just go over to the inspector tab, go under the effects, and start changing the values. So we have warp controls. So if you think the warp edge is too much, you can bring it down. I like it how it is. And you can also increase the prism amount, which is this RGB split effect, which looks like this. I'm going to increase it a little bit. If we go down, you have mask controls. So you can change the shape mask. You can do circle, you can do a box, you can do a diamond, but this will change the look a little bit, as you can see. Under radius, you can increase or decrease it. So now you can see it a little bit better right here. You can increase the feather if you think it's too harsh, as you can see. So I'm going to increase it outwards a little bit. And then we have the emitter controls. So say you like it like this, but you want to make it more interesting. If you click this kind of smaller circle and you start rotating this, you can actually create this spinning effect, as you can see, which looks like this. And you can create really cool transitions with this. Of course, once you have the actual mask made, you can apply this on top of it. I like it like this. We have birth rate R. If we increase this, you're going to see it kind of makes it a lot more dramatic. But again, you have all of these cool settings here, and you also have keyframes. Luma roll off is pretty much the luma of how much that blend is going to be. I'm going to leave that back to 0. And then you have the colorize opacity. So if you bring this up, this will actually change the color of the kind of this effect. So we can go over to gradient colorize to change the color, scroll down and select one of these squares. And then you can also click on this box to change the color. In this case, because she's in the jungle, I kind of want to go with this tropical color effect. So I'm going to go for this orange look. And you can also just click on this and go to the slider here and just find that color that you want. That looks pretty good there. And then that's for the first color slider. But if you select the green one, you can also change this to a different color as well. We can increase it or decrease it. I'm going to decrease it a little bit just to make it blend a little nicer with that background. And then you also have levels. So this will change the levels between shadows, mids, and highlights. If you think the mids are too bright or kind of faded, you can bring this over to the right a little bit to blend it a little bit better. And if we go down, we have camera controls. You can increase the camera shake mode, and you can also randomize the shake values here. Cool. So once you're happy with everything, I think it looks great. So now if I go back and I push play, it looks just like that. Look how cool that is. All right, so now we have the fourth effect. It's going to be the baby rumble effect. I'm going to go down to the rumble effect, and you can do zoom, which looks like this. It will zoom a little bit, or you can do the directional. I'm going to add directional onto this clip here, and if I push play, it'll look just like that. You really don't have to do too much with this one. Again, you have controls here to randomize all of these settings, and you can also increase the prism amount. So if I push play, it looks just like that. Really cool stuff for that one. I'm gonna delete it and go to the last one, which is going to be the stagger. Now this one's cool because if I go down to stagger effects, you can do stagger, which looks like this. You can do stagger in and out, which kind of goes in and out. You can do just stagger in, which kind of goes in, and stagger out. So I'm gonna go with the normal one and just drag it to this clip here. Decrease the dolly zoom. It's a little bit too much for my liking, so I'm gonna bring this down. Zoom blur, I think we can increase it a little bit. I think that looks good. And then edge blur amount. You can blur the edges a bit more if you want, which I am going to do. So we can decrease it if you think it's too much. You can do warp radius. And then highlight controls, these are really cool. So this will make it really bright, and you also have keyframes. So how this will work is, say you want it to go from 1, you add a keyframe and you want it to go bright at this point, just increase it to something like that. So now if I push play, it'll go bright, and then say you want it to be bright for a little bit, add another keyframe, and then bring this down. So now if I push play, it kind of makes this really cool kind of bright highlight effect. We have colorize, which is really, really cool. So we have this checked. So you select the first box, you click on the box to get that color that you want. So say you want it to be, I think like orange would look really cool with this shot. You can do something like this. And then for the other side or the other slider, you can change the color. So I'm gonna go more of this blue kind of color. I think that looks good there. So now if I push play, it looks just like this. So this is the before shot here. Still cool, but then this is with it applied. I don't know about you, but this looks way better. The stagger one is really cool. So before and after, really cool stuff here. So that's gonna be it for this video. Again, I have a lot of videos lined up for you guys. Stay tuned, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out. And I will catch you on my next video. Peace out.